Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Kazi. It's my sister Nay, and this is the Ground Up Podcast. We are back in 2026. Happy New Year, Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year's.
I personally felt like Christmas was very long, so I was chilling out on New Year's Eve because Christmas uh, we had stuff for the church, we had stuff for the shop,
Mm.
and then we had uh, the family stuff, and it was like I think we had three. I think we had stuff for the worship team also.
Yeah, it was
So
a
it was
lot.
like
It
I
was
was
a
like we
lot.
had like 3, 4 different things I did, and I was like, yeah, New Year's I'm chilling. Yeah, we gonna take it easy. I think I slept at like 11:30.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't make it to the countdown.
I feel like the holidays are always hella busy, always a lot of commotion going on. So when New Year's came, I was kind of in the same mode of like I don't want to start the first day of 2026 tired. So I more so was just like did the countdown. Okay, good night, going to sleep. And I mean, it could be because we're getting older and now we're tired, but
Hey,
I don't
hey,
know.
and
I'm
I,
just
and I
like
worked on New Year's Eve.
New Year's
I
Eve.
did. I worked on New Year's Eve. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because I was like, you know what? The countdown ain't until midnight anyways. Why am I gonna take a whole day off? And I think the family was winding down. Nobody was really doing anything because we were recovering from Christmas. So I was like, we chilling.
yeah, no, but happy 2026. We're so happy to taking off our first episode, and we just wanted to say happy New Year's, and hopefully you guys are starting to plan out your 2026, and if you already have, you're ahead of the game. And yeah, so today we just wanted to talk about the importance of having a game plan of where your year is headed, and it's what better time to do that but now, um because I know it's easy to feel like with everything moving, the hustle culture will make you feel like you should have been had this plan in the beginning of December. But we're sitting here today telling you, like, even if you haven't made a plan, that right now is the perfect time to do
Yeah,
that.
I
And
heard this quote. It said the best time to plant a tree was 10. I don't know if it's 10 or 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. You know what I mean?
hmm
So it's like it's
hmm
never too late. I feel like if you are stuck in that, man, I should have did this, I should have done that. I feel like you're always going to be in this loop of just procrastinating and never feel as if it's the time is now. You know what I mean? Like so,
hmm
you're going to be stuck in that loop, and then you're going to make yourself feel something to where it's not going to cause you to not do anything at all.
hmm
I mean, so plant your seeds right now. You know, what I mean, plan for what's to come, what's to come. You know, what you want. What are you anticipating? What are you, what are you desiring to happen in your life? You know, me and the kids were just watching. I think I was telling you about it. We watched the Groundhog Day. You ever seen that movie?
where he's like repeating the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
day.
yeah. It's my
Yeah,
first time
yeah.
watching. I mean, I knew what it was about, but I never watched it actually.
Is that the movie that you said Caleb was telling you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Boy, that movie's hella.
I mean, it's hello, but we were watching. I fell asleep on it yesterday, and then Caleb was like, they finished it, and then he was like trying to tell me, "Oh, this happened, this happened." I was like, "Dude, one thing about me, I hate it when if you watched it and you like spoil it for me. I ain't even trying to watch it, bro." So I kicked him. I told him, "Dude, go to sleep, bro. Go to sleep." So, anyways, I was watching that, and that's literally how a lot of people are living their lives. You know what I mean? They don't plan, they don't have no vision, no like aspirations in life, if that's the word. Is that the word?
hmm
So
hmm
they don't have aspirations in their life, they don't have no vision, no goals. Therefore they're living the same day on repeat
hmm
because of it. You know what I mean? You're like in
hmm
this loop. And for you to break out of the loop, you have to there's this thing that says preparation prevents poor practices. So it's 4 P's.
Okay.
Preparation prevents poor practices, meaning like when it's in the preparation stages that's going to be required for you to break out of old habits, break out of old cycles. If you want to prevent doing the same thing and gain the same results, it's what you do in the dark. It's what you do, I think, when you're sitting at the table and you're plotting out what you want to do moving forward that's going to
hmm
change the this cycle that you got going. You know what I
hmm
mean? Because insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So
hmm
you have to put a different action, implement it, and properly plan it to where you break that cycle of getting what you've always gotten. You know what I mean? Because
hmm
you're doing something different.
Yeah, I mean, you spoke on repeating the same year over and over again, and I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I feel like last year was the first year of breaking the cycle for me because up until that year, I felt like literally repeating the same thing over and over, same problems, same
Mm-hmm.
situations, different people, same situations that I would deal with. And it wasn't until I finally chose to break the cycle, and the only way I did that was through God. And I feel like that's the biggest difference in how I planned out this year versus every other year was I put it in God's hands and I led with God. And I allowed God, like, of course, it's not bad to have our own plans because God puts those desires in our hearts, but it's wise to seek God's counsel when you're planning your year out. Like, ask God, like, where you're directing me to go. Because I was studying up on the book of Joshua, and I don't know if you're familiar with the book of Joshua, right? He takes over after Moses dies, and he's about to lead the Israelites into the new territory, the promised land. Before he goes, they have to cross the Jordan. And I did not know that God split the Jordan as well. After he split the Red Sea, then later on, years after, he splits the Jordan. Did you know that? Like,
Of course I know that.
I did not know that. So when I'm reading this, I'm like, wait, what? So basically, God
You questioning
split.
my intelligence, dude?
No, but I'm saying, like, I was just shook
it's
at
fine.
the fact that he split the water again. So I'm just like, okay, so again, he splits the Jordan River and they cross the river to get to the other side. And this is the land that they get to before they enter into the promised land. And then all that goes. But let's back up a little bit. Before they're about to cross the river, mind you, the river is big and it's unfamiliar territory. It's new territory. God tells them, or to tell the Israelites to consecrate themselves. And when they go, to send the ark ahead of them, and then the people travel like 200 meters behind. So what that tells us is when we're going into new territory, 2026 is a new year. Every new year is new territory. We've never been here before. Let God lead the way. Because God already told them God already showed you the vision of what he has for you in 2026, just like he told them that the promised land was theirs, and then he led them the way. So it's like God will tell you where you're going to go, but trust that he's leading you in the path that he needs you to go, and just trust that he's going to direct your steps. But yeah, that was the story I was reading on. And then after they got to the end, then before God let the water come back down, he tells them to go take 12 stones and then place it in the promised land, because that was supposed to be a reminder. And I felt like in that, like, God's just telling you to remember, like, remember all the other years that God carried you through. Remember all the things that he carried you through last year, whatever you dealt with, whatever all the struggles that we dealt with, and now we entered into 2026. Some of us thought we weren't going to make it, but here we are in the promised land. And so it's just like, if the same God who carried you then led you here, and this is an answered prayer, why would you doubt him now? So lead with God, let God lead your year, and plan your year with God. I promise it makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, that's good. Remembering, I'm thinking of like journaling. I mean, from time to time, I'll journal when I accomplish something, or when I'm just like, my thoughts need some like organizing because I'm everywhere. So I tend to put it on paper so I can see my thoughts, in front of me, and therefore it's kind of easy for me to process. So sometimes it's good to journal so that you're able to remember it. And I like journaling my accomplishments, or when I'm going through a hardship. So I can again properly process what I'm going through, and so then when I face something else and it seems hard, I tend to go back to what I accomplished already. So it's like one of those, like, I pull confidence from that, and I pull like I've gone so far. So it's like one of those that gives you the fuel when you feel like in those moments where you feel like giving up, you tend to look back and remember the accomplishments you've done already. Therefore, it gives you the energy and the motivation to keep on going, because you've invested so much, you've come so far. Because I feel like a lot of times people don't really celebrate their wins. And they're super hard on themselves. They feel like they're supposed to be somewhere, and they don't see the progress that they've made. So I don't know about you, but me and Dominique are really huge on that. Like, whenever we accomplish something off of our goal list, we celebrate. We go have dinner, or we do something just so that we can enjoy the moment. You know what I mean? Something that's important. And two, talking about the new year and stepping into new territory, something that a lot of people have to understand: when you are pioneering new grounds, one, is going to be super uncomfortable for you, but two, it's going to be unfamiliar also. You know what I mean? So like when you're stepping into something that's new and you're trying to become more, it's always going to feel uncomfortable to you. It's going to feel unfamiliar to you, but I wouldn't let that discourage you. You know what I mean? That's why it's important for us to not be led by our emotions. Because your emotions and your heart is going to deceive you every single time. So it's a matter of trusting the process and trusting that God is leading you to new territory, and that he's leading you to do more, to become more, and just and just take you full, head on. I mean, and learn on the journey, because I feel like unless you go, you will not grow. I mean, and everything that you want, it's on the other side of your comfort zone. I mean, so you can't be afraid of taking those steps to what you ultimately want. I mean, that's why it's important to have a vision, have a goal in place, and then have like simple steps and tactical steps that you could take to move forward towards that.
The other day, right, I was praying, and I feel like sometimes, with the new year, we get eager and we get like antsy, and we're just like excited about the new year, new opportunities. So the other day, I was praying to God, and I was talking to him about like, man, God, like, continue to give me new ideas of how to produce more finances. I want to be financially free this year. I want to bring in new revenue, new ideas, and new business plans, whatever it is. And so I was just doing all that, and I was just like saying this long-winded prayer, basically all about, creating wealth and all these things. And I sat in silence after that, and the only thing I heard God say after that was, "But seek me first, and the kingdom, and all these things shall be added unto you." Because it's good, like I said, it's good to have our goals of, of course, we all want to be financially free. Of course, we want to generate wealth for our families. But in the midst of that, like, God should be number one. God should be number one off tops. And I felt like it was God more so realigning my planning and my goals, because money shouldn't be at the top. Money should come while I'm seeking God.
Money is a byproduct of you fulfilling the call that God has placed in your life. I mean, as you're doing what God has called you to do, money is a byproduct, because I believe that abundance is the norm. I mean, as you are fulfilling the call that God has placed on you, there are exceptions to it, but that's not one of them. I mean, it's hard. God loves blessing His children. I mean, it's like me. Like, I love when I'm gifting my kids with stuff. I mean, like, they don't have to earn it from me. I just freely give it to them. I mean, so like as you're in alignment, as you're on your assignment, and you're keeping God at the forefront of everything that you do in the center, it's money just comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to worry about it, because it just starts coming. It's like you're in that flow now.
Right.
I mean, you're in that rhythm and flow state.
Make goals, like when you're making goals, like, ask God, like, God, what are you trying to like produce in me? Like, where are you trying to build me up, like in my character? Like, what type of mindset do I need to create or to, when I do obtain the wealth, so that I would be able to manage it well, like, so that's my prayer now, is like, when I do get there, because I have no doubt, like, yeah, I'm going to get there when God, and God's timing, when He tells me I'm going to be there. But when I get there, I don't want to like squander it and like lose it all, because I didn't develop on the way there to, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say, to keep it and to generate, to obtain it and keep it. Basically,
what I would say is something that I heard the pastor talking about, or somebody, because I listen to a lot of influencers and stuff like that. They said it's not a matter of you not knowing what to do. It's a matter of you not doing the things you know you're supposed to be doing. Because I mean, when you talk about, you're praying to God and you seek first His kingdom, His righteousness, all these things shall be added onto you. Off top, so I think about Deuteronomy 8 verse 18. I believe that's the verse that says He has given us the ability to produce wealth, right? And I see you, and I know what you are good at, and I know that you can make money off of everything that you do. I mean, it's a matter of you honing in and freaking just like going like what we just talked about, creating offers, right? Putting yourself out there, let people know that this is what you are good at, this is what you provide, this is what you do, and them knowing that because like I believe that there's a lot of people that want to pay you for what you are good at, but they just don't know that you're doing it. I mean, there's a lot of people that need content creators, a lot of people that want lashes, but again, it's you becoming visible so that they know you exist, and then they will buy into it. But they just don't know you. Like I would say, like there's people that know you, off tops, but I would say a majority of people in the world don't really know who you are. You know what I mean? Or they don't know you at all. So it's not a matter of like, it's not a matter of finding traffic. I think I've said this before, but it's a matter of making yourself findable for traffic to know you are here, so they can buy what you're selling.
We could reflect on last year. I feel like before we move forward, it's like we just said, to remember what God has brought us through. And I feel like 2025 for me was like really a year of refinement of God, like taking what I thought that I knew and redefining it, and like basically putting me through the fire and like breaking off old habits, bad things that I've been doing like for years and years, and really changing a lot of the things that I had set in stone of like the habits and my way of thinking, the way that I speak, even the way that I carry myself. I feel like God really put me through the fire last year, and I feel like a new creation in God. Like I feel like I have a whole different mindset, a whole different vision of um how I walk with God and how I even seek a relationship with God. Because before I felt like, yeah, I used to say I had a relationship with God, but that really just entailed a prayer on my way to work, and that was it.
Mm.
So definitely, I feel like last year was a year of refinement for me. But
I mean, now my question that I told you prior to the recording: what is the greatest lesson you learned in business last year?
off top, like I feel like the greatest lesson I learned last year was learn to manage my time more wisely. Like take back my time because I overcrowd my plate with a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff that I do, literally, I didn't have to do it. Like, and so definitely, I've learned to manage my time better this year and not get burnt out because I'm one of those people who have like 101 things to do and I'm like on go and then I run out of like energy and then I will disappear for like a
Go
week
back
or
to
two
hiding.
or a month and then I'll come back out of hiding. But definitely I've learned that last year is I don't want a repeat of last year. I
Yeah,
want to be better this year. And so in doing that,
let's go.
I have a system set up to hold myself accountable and then to also stay consistent because I don't want to undo all the work that I put in of being consistent just because I burnt myself out with overcrowding my plate with
Mhm.
too much things and unnecessary things. So that's definitely the biggest lesson that I've learned last year. What about you with business?
Biggest lesson, I would say, is don't take anything personal when it comes to business. You know what I
Hmm.
mean, like that's one. Don't take anything personal, and two, it would be invest more in in myself because the higher that I go, the higher I can bring everybody else up with me. You know what I mean, but don't prioritize this part more than I do with this. You know what I
Hmm.
mean, uh, because this right will give me more dividends at the end of the day. And if all this them taking off on me, I will still have this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so like again, and then the whole thing. If I were to get into the nitty gritty of don't take anything personal, I'll say the most recent thing was when my people started leaving. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And it was one of those like leaving when talking about when they leave the shop because I was trying to feel some type of way about it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I was because it was like the history that I had with these individuals. But at the end of the day, you know, they're implementing pretty much what I had told them, which is uh, if you feel as if you putting yourself in a different environment is better for your personal growth, then
Hmm.
do what you have to do. At the end of the day, it's what's going to be beneficial for you and your growth and your personal. You know what I
Hmm.
mean, so I can't take it personal because I can't expect everybody to stay with me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, it's my responsibility to as the CEO of my business to train up people in the way that they should go.
Hmm.
I mean, so eventually, you know, they're gonna spread their wings and they're gonna fly.
Yeah.
But again, don't take anything personal when they make that leap. It's like,
Hmm.
you know, I was thinking about it as like when parents raise their kids, you can't expect your kid to stay with you forever. You know what I mean? Eventually,
Yes.
they're gonna get older and want to go off on their own.
Yeah.
As far as the new year, what is what is one of your goals for this year?
I have a lot. So,
Good to name one.
okay. So if I was to name one goal on my board, I know for sure, like the most important one. Okay, it's not the most important besides my goals with God, but for sure this year I want to be able to quit my 9 to 5 permanently
Let's
and not go
go.
back.
Let's
Like
go.
literally, that's my goal. And I said I want to do it before the year ends, like in the summertime. I want to be able to say I
Let's make
quit
it
my nine
happen.
to five and I'm not going back ever because every day I clock in is motivation enough for me to not want to go back. So,
Mm,
but what was
let's
your
go.
vision for this year?
One of my goals for this year, and I don't even think it's like so far fetched, which is make what I make in a year and a month.
My follow up question would be like, would it be doing tattoos, doing?
It'd be doing tattoos along with digital products and my mentoring, coaching,
Mhm.
stuff like that online.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see that for us. we're definitely on the right track. Like, you know, I
That's
feel
us.
like since last year, I've noticed we've been literally developing, growing, and just learning all the things necessary that I'm telling you, like, I literally be on YouTube doing research. I be on chat doing research just to learn how to do the things that we don't know how to do and to set us up so that we um could do the things that we both have on our vision boards, which is doing these seminars and creating these products and creating these offers.
A lot of people don't understand it with entrepreneurship is like, even when we're not working, we're still working. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Like,
literally.
around the clock. If we have to take on whatever we have to take on, it could be a lot. But I mean, somebody has to do it. I mean, somebody has to break through financially and become wealthy because, you know, we've seen hardship, we've experienced humble beginnings, you know, and I want to experience the mountaintops and being wealthy. I mean, and if you think about it, like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or like Steve Jobs, they all came from, if you look them up, they all came from humble beginnings, you know what I mean? And they broke through financially for their family to where their kids and their kids' kids and their kids' kids' kids, generations to come, they're set for life. I mean, so who's going to do that for our family? Why not us? You know what I mean? And then who's going to do that for the people that's watching? Who's going to do that for your family? Why? Because my thing is, if you don't do it, then you're going to leave it to your kids to do it, to the next generation to do it. Why can't we do it? I mean, what is stopping us from getting to the bag?
Yeah. I mean, I was laughing at that one video you showed me about about that one dude. I don't know who he is, but he was talking about, he was like, man, you know how many generations that my family had to get to me? Hundreds and hundreds of generations. And not one of y'all had that dog.
So what was y'all doing? Just chilling?
Literally.
You was just kicking back,
because,
bro?
man.
Nobody want to go get the bag?
Nobody wanted to be about their money and go get the bag.
He's like, I got to be the one to do it?
You couldn't pass down not $1.
Not even $1,000 to my name, bro.
But really, like, that really should make you think, like, what are you passing down to your kids? What are you passing down to the next generation? Are you even generating any wealth? Or are you going to pass down
your debt?
debts? Are you going to pass down debts and bad habits of poverty? So it's just like
your trauma. You know what I mean? It's scriptural also for fathers to pass down an inheritance to his children. You know what I mean? And for those that want to get all spiritual with it, it was like, oh no, I was talking about a spiritual inheritance. It says that a house and riches is the inheritance on another scriptures. A house and riches is the inheritance of a father. You know what I mean? So it's scriptural that it's our duty as fathers to pass down generational wealth.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like you said, some people believe that you receive that wealth in heaven. Because I had literally, my friend just said this to me last night. She was saying, because she was complaining about, you know, her hardship, the finances and all this. And I was telling, and she was just like, you know, maybe God didn't want me to have wealth here. Maybe my riches are in heaven. And then I told her, I was like, do you not know God says on earth as it is in heaven? That means whatever is in heaven can come down here too. So God wants us to live and be fruitful now. I was like, the first thing he told Adam to do was go and multiply and have dominion over the earth. So it's just like, why would he tell us to do that and then not equip us with the things to have and then give us the desire to have those things? Because that's who he called us to be.
The thing about that scripture, that be fruitful and multiply, before that, he says he blessed them. He said he blessed them and told them, be fruitful and multiply. You know what I mean? So like he blessed us first. So, and then too, reading up on the story of Abraham, talking about how rich he was. It said that he was very rich for one, and two, it says he was rich with cattle, silver, and gold. I mean, it was monetary possessions. And not only was he spiritual, he had the spiritual inheritance, but also the monetary side. He was very prosperous. I mean, he was very wealthy. So I mean, for people that get all, oh yeah, my inheritance is in heaven. I was like, bro, you are confused, my guy, or you are misinformed, or you misinterpreted the scriptures, or you just ignorant thereof of the truth and what it says. You know, I believe my Bible when it says that in Joshua 1:8 it says, meditate on the word day and night. Be careful to do everything written in it. Then you shall be prosperous and successful. And to correlate it over to what we're talking about with game planning and the vision and stuff like that, it says, where there is no vision, my people perish. I mean, it says that to write the vision down on tablets so that he who runs with it, I mean, it'll be simple and plain for him to run with it. So it's very important for us to have a game plan, have a vision. You know what I mean? And then you shall reap the benefits of you pursuing all that God has for you. You know what I mean? So I believe that it's if somebody is lacking any area where there is lack, I would say that there's a biblical truth that you are ignorant thereof that you are not implementing. I mean, so like if you're lacking something in your marriage, you're lacking something in your finances, or you're lacking something with your mental, there's something in the Bible that you don't know that if you were to replace that lack with the information that God has for you, then that you will fill that void. I mean, whether it be peace, whether it be money, or whatever the case may be, there's scriptures in the Bible that you don't know of, and if you were to know it and implement it, then it will replace that lack with something that's from God. Oh, mamas, nah.
Oh, really? Okay. A vision that I have for this pod is literally eventually want to start bringing on guests and other entrepreneurs who are also, building from the ground up, who started from humble beginnings like we did, and also trying to, create generational wealth. We want to introduce you guys to other entrepreneurs because we've already actually gotten some requests for people to join the pod, and then also to expand our listeners, our viewers, and to just grow the pod. That's the vision that's the vision that I have for this year. I don't know if you have another.
Yeah, I want to do more stuff with the community. We talked about that.
Oh yeah.
This is for entrepreneurs. Has to do with family, faith, and business. You know what I mean? So we were talking about doing stuff with the community. So whatever. We'll let you guys know when we have finalized some of our ideas. It's still, in the thought process. It's still in the works of really putting it together. But yeah, I really want to start doing stuff with the community, not only with the pod, but with the tattoo shop also. The business in general.
But as far as like speaking about our vision, for the year, a lot of people when they start the year, they create these vision boards, they make these goals, and I feel like people don't realize like it's more than just printing out pictures and putting it on a board. It's more than just printing out different scriptures and words and putting it on a board if there's no intentionality behind it, if you don't do the proper planning to obtain these goals. Because yes, it looks pretty, it's aesthetic, it's cute, it's whatever, and it looks nice on your wall. But how are you going to get those goals if you don't have an action plan to actually succeed at these goals by the end of the year? Like, what are you doing to make those things that are on your poster, on your wall, to become your reality? Like, is your everyday habits reflecting that? Like, do you actually have a budget plan to save up the money that you want to obtain? Or like, what is your game plan? So
I think it's a matter of just programming yourself to believe that it is possible. I mean, because unless you can actually believe you can accomplish it, then unless you can believe you can accomplish it, you won't be able to. I mean, there's this quote says, whether you think you can or can't, you're exactly right. I mean, and the Bible talks about what a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's really important for you to think about what you're thinking about. There's a book called How Successful People Think, and there's a quote in there talking about, I don't want to just keep doing one-liners, but can't help it, but it said, think things through, then follow through. Think things through and follow through. And in that book, it talks about what a lot of successful people have in common. And the common denominator that they all do is they implement setting time to the side to actually think. I mean, they'll either schedule a couple hours within a week, or sometimes some of them even schedule a whole day. You know what I mean? And they put themselves in a room. It could be their office or their closet. I used to use my closet and cut out all distractions, no electronics. You know what I mean? And they isolate themselves so that they can hear, whether they're trying to seek out God and hear what He has for them, or they're trying to think about what they're thinking about. And that's the thing. A lot of people have all these distractions, so I would see why it's so hard for you to plan for what's ahead. You know what I mean? You're so distracted. So it's a matter of sitting down and giving your thoughts time to land, and then write it down on a piece of paper what that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because when you said like you're basically consecrating yourself and setting yourself apart from all the noise and all the distractions going on in the world. And whether you know it or not, like sometimes those thoughts or even those things that you're hearing could be literally a voice from God, because God has a quiet voice. And so unless you're literally quiet enough to hear him, sometimes you'll miss it. So I think that's important, like you said, like setting time, quiet time to really think about the goals that you want to do, and then set that time to sit down, plan out how you're going to obtain those goals.
Yeah. Like, you ever had because there's been times where like I was dealing with something financially, or I was dealing with a dilemma, right? And I was trying to figure out what to do within that moment to fix this problem, whatever. And I was actually at Amazon because it was like a lot of white noise, so it was just me, my thoughts. And I had like a quick thought, and I believe it was from God, and I was able to save $1,100 a month on childcare because I implemented something that he had given me a download. You know what I mean? Within a moment, I was like, that freaking makes sense. And then I implemented it. We saved $1,100 a month on childcare. So stuff like that. You got to give yourself time to cut out all the distractions so that you can actually hear something. You know what I mean? But when you cloud your mind with all like music and videos and freaking TikTok and kids and like all this stuff, you get busy. It's hard for you to hear anything.
Yeah.
Dream big, man. You know what I mean? Dream big. I always say dream big to where it's going to require you to be dependent on God for you to fulfill the call that you have, or fulfill the vision that you have for your life or your family or your marriage. And if you don't have a vision for your personal development, for your marriage, for your family, for your faith, I would encourage you to get one. You know what I mean? Like, again, the scripture says, my people perish for lack of vision. Where there is no vision, my people perish. So I would say it's very important for you to have one. Let that be your North Star. Let that be your guiding thing that guides you through this year, and stop just letting the year go by with nothing. You're like, you're shooting in the dark, no target, no nothing.
One thing about God, he'll show you the end, but he'll never tell you how you're going to get there. And so that's just him telling you like to trust him, trust that he'll direct your steps. Because there's a verse that says like, we can make our plans, but it's God who orders our steps. So it's just trusting that God, if he showed you where you're going to be, just trust that he also laid out the map for you. And it's just a matter of seeking him and understanding that whatever he says, like, just follow what he said. And literally, how could you go wrong with God already laid out for you? But in saying that, we have developed our first ever digital product, yes, to help you guys plan out your year effectively and efficiently. This digital product literally breaks down how to come up with your game plan for 2026.
If you're somebody that struggles with putting a game plan together, right, or putting a vision together effectively, knowing how to do that, we've created something that will make the process easy for you so that you're able to effectively not only write out the vision, but also write out practical steps on how to get there. Because I feel like sometimes people just need that extra guidance to make it practical for them to actually accomplish the things that they have. So we've created that. And if you want access to it, we're going to drop.
We'll drop the link, and then you could just purchase it there. The link also, so it comes with the digital layout of how to do it, and then it also includes a spreadsheet to fill out your goals, and then also to every week or however you want to go about it, filling out to keep you and hold you accountable, so that by the end of the year you have an accountability sheet of where you are and where you landed on your goals for 2026 to set you up for success. But yeah, go click the link and go purchase.
All right, super excited.
We're just excited to still have you guys here. We appreciate you guys and thank you guys for venturing on this journey with us and just continue to support us. We see and appreciate every single one of you.
26, let's go.
Let's go.